Alex, I've watched the Discovery Channel, and throughout high school I've read a lot of textbooks, and it's a rather convincing argument that we've evolved from monkeys. So I guess my next question to you is that, did humans evolve from monkeys? Did we come from monkeys?
Well, obviously I don't believe we came from monkeys, because I believe the Bible, and Bible is very clear that we have a unique place in creation, mankind. That said, in our introduction to apologetics class, we cover this. And what we do is we use the popular science. So let me talk about what popular science is telling us, whether you believe it or not. And let me show you how inadequate it is to account for human beings. For decades, we were told that we evolved from Neanderthal. That Neanderthal was a unique species, and they were the evolutionary link to the species before them, which is Homo erectus. Well, then, more recently, we've discovered that through DNA testing, because we were able to extract some DNA, that we are not linked to Neanderthal at all. We're not linked to them at all. And that DNA was pretty conclusive that they were a unique species of their own. So what did the evolutionists do? Well, all they did is they took us and they backed us up to Homo erectus. Well, it begs the question, if we're not descended from Neanderthal, which looks a lot more human, why would we expect to be a descendant of or linked to Homo erectus? You see what they did? Now, they can't get DNA from Homo erectus because apparently it went extinct long, beyond the 100,000-year mark of extracting any potential DNA. So we have to just take it on faith that we evolved from Homo erectus, again, even though that is clearly a small ape rather than a human. But let me talk a little bit about the Wallace problem. Alfred Wallace was the co-founder of evolution with Charles Darwin. He was co-founder, but he came to reject the theory of evolution because he looked at this particularly human evolution and said, there's a real problem, and here's the problem. If you take a child from the Amazon jungle and you move him to Oxford and you give him a formal education, right? You teach him about art, you teach him about philosophy, you teach him about mathematics, he will ultimately appreciate art, be able to do mathematics and do philosophy. And what he said is we appear to have what he called unopened gifts, right? Gifts inside of us that do not enhance our survival in any way. Remember, the theory of evolution is built on this idea of survival, that the ones that survived is because we had this strong drive to survive. But yet we see in humanity something that exceeds the need to survive by a huge margin. And as an example, as Alfred Wallace noted, we can do mathematics. Well, you don't need mathematics to survive in the jungle, do you? We can do philosophy. Once again, you don't need philosophy to survive in the jungle. We can appreciate art. We can appreciate music. We can compose beautiful music. We can worship God. And the list is very, very long on how humanity is very unique from every other species that we've ever seen, that we have exceeded anything necessary to fall into that evolutionary paradigm. In fact, many of these gifts diminish our ability to survive. For example, we are very, very charitable. We help each other. Well, that doesn't help my survival if I expend resources helping someone else. We have something called bravery. Again, if I'm being brave and putting my life on the line for someone else, that does not enhance my survival. Once again, the list is very long of all these features that we have as humans that do not enhance our survival. But even morphologically, anatomically, there's so much about us that we have that do not enhance our survival yet benefit us. For example, we have eyebrows, right? Now, my eyebrows protects my eyes from glare, but you cannot make a case that I wouldn't have survived if I didn't have eyebrows, right? Though they benefit me, I obviously don't enhance my survival, and I can make that case for our fingernails and what have you. I mean, again, the list is very, very long. So, did we evolve from apes? It's a long stretch to say that we have a connection with apes. And of course, with the problem of evolution itself, we see that there's this huge gap. In fact, not only is there a gap in us, in our abilities, but there's also a gap in the fossil record. Homo erectus went extinct long before humans showed up on the fossil record. So it's incredibly problematic for the evolutionists. I don't know if that helps answer the question.
It does help a lot. Thank you.